Received this telegram from headquarters.
You want to talk to Inspector Lestrade?
In due time, but I'm in charge here. This is Scotland. You've crossed the border.
We've had a spot of trouble here, Inspector.
And that's why I'm here. And who are you, might I ask?
Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
And the private inquiry agent, eh? I've heard of you.
Heard of him. Mr. Holmes has practically solved this case already.
Watson.
Will you clear the dining car? I'll want to ask a few questions.
Yes, sir.
And see that no one leaves his compartment until I need him for questioning.
Very good, sir. Inspector Lestrade asked me to sit in with you.
It's a bit unusual, but...
Scotland Yard think a great deal of Mr. Sherlock Holmes. They frequently ask his advice.
Scotland Yard, eh? Where is this Inspector Lestrade?
Now, Watson, will you see if Inspector Lestrade is sufficiently recovered to come into the dining car?
Right you are.
Miss Vedder, I know all about you. And frankly, you're in for it.
All I did was buy a coffin and bring it on the train.
In my opinion, this is a matter for Scotland Yard.
Scotland Yard's jurisdiction ended when you crossed the border, Inspector.
So you say?
That's a matter of opinion. Miss Vedder is unquestionably in the plot.
But you may not know Colonel Moran, however.
I don't.
Colonel Sebastian Moran, is he in this?
You know him?
Unfortunately, I do. You may return to your compartment.
You said unfortunately.
Aye. I once had an encounter with Colonel Moran. The only time in my entire career I've been bested. The cleverest criminal since the late Professor Moriarty.
And then I concur.
Well, where is this Sebastian Moran?
He's traveling on this train under the name of Major Duncan Bleak.
What on earth are you talking about?
Are you serious, Mr. Holmes?
Constable, bring in Duncan Bleak.
Aye, sir.
Duncan Bleak? But he played for the gentleman at Lord's.
Come in.
Duncan Bleak?
Yes?
Inspector MacDonald would like to see you.
All right.
Colonel Sebastian Moran, eh? It will give me great pleasure, Mr. Holmes, to meet up with that scoundrel again.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, Colonel Moran. You're under arrest.
Oh, so you've managed to convince him that I'm the mythical Colonel Moran.
Not mythical, Colonel. Have you forgotten that affair at Inverness 3 years ago?
I've never been in Inverness in my life.
Do you mind if I search you?
Go ahead.
For an innocent man, you carry strange things in your pockets.
A retired army officer, India.
But you're in Scotland now, and there's a law against carrying firearms.
Well, you satisfied?
Not quite, Colonel. Now I am satisfied. This clears things up pretty well. We'll be coming into Topham in a few minutes.
Train doesn't stop at Topham, I'm afraid.
I'm afraid you're wrong this time, Holmes. This train will stop at Topham.
You're only delaying the inevitable, Colonel Moran. You can't get away.
Oh!
Out of the way, Inspector.
All right, Inspector MacDonald, here's your man.
Who pulled that cord?
It's all right, conductor. We'll get off here with our prisoner. Constables, take him off.
Quite a struggle, Inspector MacDonald.
Good work, Mr. Holmes. Perhaps I underestimated you. Was it you who hit me?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. You must accept my apologies. Well, that's that.
Where's Lestrade?
Look under that table over there.
Is that Lestrade? Great Scott, it's Duncan Bleak.
I mean, Colonel Sebastian Moran. Come on, old fellow, give me a hand.
What's all this about? Where's Inspector MacDonald?
He's just got off the train.
He couldn't have. He couldn't.
Oh, but he has. A very clever plot, Colonel Moran. Your henchmen, masquerading as policemen, come aboard the train, arrest you, stop the train, and take you off.
But this is fantastic.
Yes, it is, isn't it? And it's a scheme worthy of Colonel Sebastian Moran. He planned the whole thing, including the coffin with the secret compartment. And in case anything went wrong, the pseudo-policeman to come aboard and take him off the train before it reached Edinburgh.
Then where is Lestrade?
Well, I imagine at the moment he's pretty well occupied.
Just a minute, MacDonald. Get over there, all of you. You're under arrest. Now, put up your hands. Driver, take us to the nearest police station. Come on, get over here.
Then the poke in the eye I received from Sherlock Holmes wasn't an accident after all.
That is a matter of opinion. Come on, get in.
Send that over as soon as possible, will you?
Very good, sir.
It's a telegram to the real Edinburgh police. Ask him to meet us when we arrive.
But how did you know this fellow wasn't the real Inspector MacDonald?
Elementary, my dear Watson. In the first place, he didn't put handcuffs on Colonel Moran, so I had to do it myself. And in the second place, Inspector MacDonald, during the fight, was more hindrance than help, which is not characteristic of a real policeman.
Amazing, Holmes. Uncovering such a fiendish plot with so little evidence.
Yes, I forgot to mention that I also happen to know the real Inspector MacDonald of the Edinburgh Police.
Oh, was Lestrade in on all of this?
Yes, and surprisingly enough, he grasped the situation immediately.
It's very unusual. Let's hope he hasn't overdone it.
Very clever, Holmes. You've got me, but you haven't got the Star of Rhodesia.
Oh, but I have. If in the dark I could substitute a big hulk like Lestrade for you, Colonel Moran, it's no very great feat to, switch a little thing like a diamond.